The Poet's Perspective podcast is brought to you by Urban Grind Coffee House. What better way than to start your day by grabbing life by the beans? Coffee beans, that is. Visit urbangrindatlanta.com to get coffee delivered right to your doorstep. And be sure to use the discount code POETRY to save 15% on your next pound of coffee. And if you'd like to be a part of the culture and represent the eclectic vibe and positive energy that Urban Grind has to offer, you can choose from our selection of brand new Urban Grind apparel. And if you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you visit Urban Grind for their selection of specialty coffees, sandwiches, and pastries while you get your studying done, working on that $1 million idea, or just meeting up with friends. Urban Grind Coffee House. Keep grinding. Yo, Katrice.
Hey.
What up? What's happening? Can you hear me okay?
It's kind of low, but I can hear you. It's so much lower here than it is when I'm listening to the live.
For real?
Lower when you're in the live than when you're watching.
Hey, that's kind of weird. I don't know if it's something on my end. But
it could be my mic. I don't know.
But as long as you can hear what's going on, we should be good.
I can hear you.
Katrice, what's going on? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm sitting down, so
where you at?
Resting.
Where you at on that writing prompt? Have you started on that?
Not yet. I'm still trying to fix. I'm always like a week behind because whenever we talk and we get feedback, I'm like working on that one.
Got you. Okay. I got you. I haven't started working on it myself, so I'm right there with you. But yo,
yeah, I can't wait though.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. But I feel a lot of pressure. Like the boy Joe Biden really hit me up, like, yo, we need you to do this, and I'm like, bet.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm trying to come with it, but we'll see. We'll see what I come up with.
Yeah, we gotta come with it. Like if you were in her shoes, what would you say?
Yeah. So we gonna see. But shout out to everybody that's joined us. You were at the Urban Grind Poetry Open Mic. I'm Justin Patton. I'm here with our feature for this evening, Katrice. So I usually just start out by telling everybody how this came to be. Katrice is a fellow student with me in the College of Dope Ass Writers, hosted by the great Queen Sheba. And we've been doing that since, when did we start? Earlier? Oh, kind of frozen. We started earlier this year. So our writing group is a very intimate setting. To be able to put our writing out there and have it critiqued by others is a big thing. And Katrice has been a spoken word artist out here doing her thing for some time now, even though I'm just getting to know her. But I definitely wanted her to come on here and share a piece. And hold on, we're gonna see if we can bring her back. Oh, shout out to Poetry vs. Hip Hop. Hey, yeah, shout out Poetry vs. Hip Hop. Let me see. We had a little frozen situation, but we're gonna see what's going on. Let's see if we can get Katrice back. But yeah, I'll keep going. But yeah, she's been out here doing poetry. She's an author. So you can cop her book, but she will talk about all that. Yeah, she's an author. Poetic Insanity book is out now. But I'm gonna let her talk about all that and introduce herself.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, cool. You good?
I hope so.
Yeah, but I was just introducing you, saying that you've been out here doing your thing for a minute now, how you're an author, you got your book out. But if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself for the people. Okay.
Well, my name is Katrice, owner and business owner at this point of Poetic Insanity, which is an umbrella company for myself right now. As a spoken word artist, author, poet, and at this point, I have one book out already, Poetic Insanity Volume 1. Sometimes words drive you crazy, and I am working on Poetic Insanity Volume 2, Life After a Broken Heart. I've been writing poetry since, I don't know, maybe third grade or so. But I got into the spoken word part maybe in my college years.
Where'd you go to college?
Watching Deaf Poetry.
Where'd you go to college?
Georgia Southern.
Okay.
Yeah, the real GSNU is what they say. But we go back and forth with Georgia State, like who is a real GSU.
Yeah,
but yeah, I went
I went to
there.
Georgia State, so you know I'm looking at you sideways. But
Oh,
go ahead.
listen, look.
Hey, we came and
All I
took
know is
over.
we in the
We
country,
came and
and
took over. It's over for all that. You know what
I
GSU
mean,
is.
if you can go to Georgia Southern and come out, okay, listen, you go to Georgia State and come out. I mean, you in the city. I mean, you in the city, you got everything you need right at your hand, like arm's length. You go to Georgia Southern back when I was in college. I mean, we had to go to Savannah to get any type of real life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can feel that.
hey, bro,
I can feel that.
Walmart was the club. I mean,
Yeah, I feel that.
I made it. Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's
But
up.
yeah, this watching deaf poetry just turned me on to like what I can take the stuff that I've been writing in my books all this time and read it out loud so people can hear it, and I don't have to be sitting crisscross legs around a fire. I could be on a stage with a mic. Like,
Right.
okay, I like that. You know, seeing Georgia Me and Black Ice and Shehan, and I was like, thank you. I was excited about it. But yeah, so I've been in Atlanta, of course. I did some stuff back then, but in Atlanta I've been doing spoken word for probably about 5 years now, maybe 5.
Okay.
But I've just really especially, you know, due to class that we're in now, College of Dope Ass Writers, I definitely started to take it more taking a more serious approach to it. You know, got that LLC now, so
Right. Hey, flex on them.
right. Really trying to do some big things.
So Jake Katrice, if you don't mind kicking us off with a piece, just so these people on here that's listening know who they're dealing with.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What I got? Is my living in vain? Is my giving in vain? Is my speaking in vain? Is our running in vain? No, of course not. Because I'm so sick of this propaganda from society and social media gimmicks. My fingers are tired of scrolling and stopping and reposting to bring awareness to our friends and family who only double tap with no feeling they can truly reveal. I feel emptied of power moves to soothe our future generations of kings and queens. I mean, no one really has to believe in our dreams to succeed, because no one should want it worse than we do. But first we got to unwind ourselves from this internet voodoo, losing focus on what we got to do is stay alive. And we can do this while high, as long as we stay rooted and grounded in what our ancestors founded, and that's this land. Our land that oozes with the genealogy no .com search can produce. We got to get our hands dirty and get down to our truth, which no one seems to want to speak, which definitely makes us cowards and keeps us weak. We spent centuries keeping us silenced by religion, brainwashed into thinking we could just pray it all away while they're wiping ourselves out with complications from mental illness and HIV turned full-blown AIDS because we didn't think it was our problem. We talk about population control, but I think it's just total control, because they'll take us down by any means necessary. Even as we pray to a Jesus they imposed upon us. I mean, they've even enslaved and chained us in the name of this Jesus, but y'all don't think they're trying to take our identity away? But I see us getting it back. It took Beyonce and Wakanda to get us on the right track. I mean, let's get information and stay there. Keep rocking your natural hair and dashikis without a care. I mean, I'm willing to go there. No matter how far there is, as long as freedom really means free this time. And we all walk a fine line that flows like the Nile. And Jordan is not just a basketball player's shoe, but a river whose banks we pray by nightly. I yearn to hear the freedom ring like Dr. King spoke of, to remain young, gifted, and black like Nina Simone sang, and to embody the phenomenal woman like Dr. Angelou, because then and only then will I know that our running was not in vain. And that's that piece.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I feel that. Everybody, matter of fact, everybody that came on the open mic had a real black poem. So that fit the mood. I feel like 3 Shades Darker just in the last 30 minutes. So that's what's up. So I was watching. So I was watching some of your spoken word videos, and I was surprised because in class you be spitting your poems, but you be like laid back and chill. But when I
Yeah.
see you on stage, I see you transform. I
Yeah, I
see,
do. Yeah.
I seen that beast come out. So
Yeah.
talk about what's your favorite part of it? Is it the writing? Is it the performing? Is it the business of it and just the growth? What's your favorite part about the whole spoken word poetry thing?
My favorite part is putting the emotion into it, whatever
Mm,
emotion that I had when I wrote it, and being able to relay that emotion to the audience. Because to me, I mean, as an artist, I feel like we're activists. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
And so when you create your piece, like I'm thinking like, what are you standing for
mm,
in your piece? So when you go to the stage and you start to recite, what who are you advocating for? You know what I'm saying? What population are you advocating for, or are you representing? Like one thing I can't that kind of bothers me a little bit is when people go to open mics and they just you know don't say anything, or
right.
just I don't know. You've been to open mics before. People get on stage and they like,
Yo, it's
but
torture.
anywho,
Sometimes I want to rip my ears off.
yeah, so that's my favorite part is being able to, because when you write a piece, you're not really sure if it's ready to perform. You may not be sure about it. You got to run through it a few times. And when I really get that piece, like that piece I just recited, when I got that piece, I was like, this is what I'm doing this for, because I really could connect to that, and I was able to give you all the emotion that I had when I wrote it. But it takes time to connect the two. You know what I'm saying? When you write
Yeah.
it and you perform it, like, take some time.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I guess I never really thought about it, but that's probably my favorite part. Like after it's written, trying to bring it to life, trying to
Yeah,
see what I can do with it, what my voice needs to sound like, what I'm really trying to say, in my
right,
nonverbal as well. So I think that's
right.
super important. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
But if you could talk about poetic insanity and what that means.
So poetic insanity is I chose that combination of words, those two words together, because I just want to be able to relay vulnerability, all the emotions that we generally go through just on an everyday basis, no matter what your position is in life, what you do for a living, your family position, whatever it is, like, we have these feelings and these thoughts in our mind. And oftentimes in one day, you can have so many emotions, and very loosely, I'm not trying to offend anyone when I use the word insanity, but it's just trying to define it. It's like, all your emotions on paper. From one poem to the next, I'm touching on every single emotion that I want people to be safe. I want people to feel safe in those emotions, being able to healing, vulnerability, authenticity, and all those are journeys. You can't just wake up and be that. It takes work, and my poetry is the work. It's the work that it takes to
Got you,
get to that.
got you. And I heard you. We try to do our homework around here. So I was watching your one of your YouTube videos, and it was like the Jay Katrice experience, I think was the title of it. And you were talking about poetic insanity, and you were
Yeah,
talking about that, like all the thoughts and emotions that we go through just over the course of a day, and how they
yeah.
change so drastically. And I never thought about that. That that itself sounds insane. Like when I think about what
Exactly.
we go through.
You get it.
That sounds crazy. And then
Yeah.
I was reading something. I was reading something earlier that was like the average person has like 16,000 thoughts a day, and
Right.
like 80% of them are negative.
Right.
And I think that's so crazy. So dealing with that sounds like if I didn't know I was a human, I'd say, oh my God, I don't know how anybody would do that. It's like that's crazy. So yeah, but I say that to say poetic insanity makes a lot of sense to me, even though it's insanity. So
Yeah, it is. And when it comes to, I guess for a while, I kind of struggled with, I guess, my genre, I guess, or like what my poetry was focused on. And I mean, Poetic Insanity to me is just, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's just us living, you know, what you feel from day to day, experience to experience. I have a piece about it. You know what I'm saying? I want um, people to be able to relate and feel safe with that emotion, because we keep things, especially in our communities, we keep things to ourselves. It's always like, you know, whatever you're going through, don't tell nobody.
Right.
You know, but you have to tell somebody
Right.
so you can begin to heal. You know, and that's really where I'm trying to go with the whole Poetic Insanity movement, especially in Volume 2. Volume 1 was a bit safe. Volume 2 was going to be a little bit more, a little more raw, because
So
being through
for those that haven't read Volume 1, what can they expect from that? And what are you expecting to give people in Volume 2?
So Volume 1, Sometimes Words Drive You Crazy, is um, just, it's a collection of poetry and prayers, just again, everyday life, everyday experiences, being a parent, being a triple minority woman, Black, lesbian. It's the things that we go through, love, relationships, the ups and downs of them. I'm really big on pushing the whole love thing, basically because I had to learn love myself. Like, you know, I some of us don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I used to be somebody who didn't understand, but I've been through some things and I've learned a lot, and I'm very grateful for my village that's taught me solid love at this point. And that's what the first one is. And when I say sometimes words drive you crazy, it's like, you know, you have, again, these thoughts in your head and these words in your mind is chattered, you know, in your head, and you don't know what to do with it, you know. And that's basically what I'm saying in Poetic Insanity Volume 1. I have all these words that drive me crazy. I wrote them down on paper, and I hope you can relate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then Volume 2, Life After Heartbreak, um, is, you know, I've experienced a few of life's uh I guess roller coasters over the past few years, which is why that title just seems to fit for me. And in this one, you know, I had open heart surgery a couple years ago. And so I wasn't really able to, you know, create. And I wasn't able to get around, you know, because I was healing, and that was almost a year's worth of time. And it took me a while to be able to write
Mm-hmm.
anything, because it was like it was stuck. You know what I'm saying? The emotions of everything was, I was just stuck. I couldn't create. So once I was able to start creating, I was like, this is going to be Volume 2, most definitely.
So that's interesting. That was actually a question I was going to ask you, because I just learned recently that you had open heart surgery. So when you talk about being stuck, was it because there was just so many emotions and you were trying to figure out how to sort through them and get them down at the time, or what do you think that was about?
Yeah, definitely. I was going through my own emotions, and then I was also trying to be strong for my family
Mm.
around me. My son, my mother, you know, they had front seats to the whole thing, and I really was trying to be strong for them. I didn't want them to see, you know, me feeling like I couldn't. But it was scary. It was very scary. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, even afterwards. You know, the healing process, when you heal from something like that, you know, you don't know. It's brand new. It's not like, oh, you know, this is going to heal and you're going to be able to function normally. I didn't know what that looked like. It was a very large worry for me. And life hasn't been the same since. Just worry, anxiety, the stress of it. But, you know, fortunately, I was able to begin to write again, and I've been able to release and heal through that. So,
So how do you think going through that experience uh, changed your poetry, or did it change your writing? Or
yeah, because at this point, I mean, people have different beliefs, but you got one opportunity to get your message across. And, you know, God gives us all purpose. whoever you believe in, we all have a purpose. And I feel like this is mine. I can't hold back anymore.
You feel like you were holding
And
back
that,
before?
I think so. I was trying to do what I thought I was supposed to do. You know, even as an artist, you know, you still like, well, I don't want to offend anybody. Oh, what are
Yeah,
they gonna
yeah.
hear? Oh. Yeah, you know, at this point, as long as I can put the words together, I'm putting it on paper. And if I can memorize it, you're gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at right now with it. I can't hold back. I was given the opportunity, you know, to me, you know, this is my second chance at life. And I feel like it's supposed to be more purposeful, or whatever the reason is. You know, I'm out here for that reason. And I know that I feel like I can reach that reason and that purpose through poetry, because no matter, even at a point where I was like, well, maybe, you know, maybe poetry was a phase. It keeps coming back. You know, it keeps coming back. I keep writing stuff and be like, I like that. I think I want to memorize that, you know, and it keeps coming back. So I feel like that's my purpose, and that's what I work for. So
Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know.
yeah.
And look, I don't know you that well, so I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I do. But the fact that you said that you went through that and you were still trying to be strong for the people around you, I think that speaks volumes of who you are. Because you still want to make sure everybody around you is good, even when you going through it. That's
Right.
that's a lot of care and a lot of compassion. So, God, I don't even, man, that's big, that's huge. I don't know. I want to say like congratulations on that. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I mean,
I just think
you can say
I just think that's a real like I'm trying to say like a real honorable thing to do.
yeah.
So I just want to let you know that. So yeah, but who are some of your favorite poets, and also just influences in life in general?
I'm sorry, my phone is on 5%, so I had to plug it in. So
It's all good. Do what you gotta
pardon the
do.
movement. I apologize. Let me see some favorite poets. Man, so God, what was his name? Are you familiar with the movie Slam?
I think I've seen it before. Is it
Oh
about like kind
man,
of like a group of like high school kids put together a slam team or
no,
something?
no. There's a poet in it. I can't. Saul Williams.
Oh, well, yeah, I know some. I know some.
Yes, yes. So I'd say he was my first influence when I saw the movie. Especially the piece that he did when he was in prison on the basketball court. I was like, I want to do that. Yeah, you know, I want to be there with him. Like, that was very moving for me. So Saul Williams has been really helped me, really inspired me initially. And then when I started watching Def Poetry, you know, Georgia Me was like, oh, she from Atlanta?
Right.
Okay. That was another inspiration. You know, Black Eye Shihan. Those people were all I needed to start to write and also begin to want to recite. So I definitely would say them. As far as writers, you know, Maya Angelou, of course, Audre Lorde, is all I can think of right now. Top of my head. So many though.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, those are all powerful people. All powerful people. So I know at one point in the group, I know we were just talking in casual conversation, and you were talking about how you wanted to be a voice for lesbian women because you feel like that was an underrepresented group in the poetry community, and you really wanted to speak to that. So telling me, representing that group, telling me what that means to you and what impact that has as far as when you sit down and write something.
Well, for me, I want us to feel safe in, you know, creating and presenting. You know, early on in, you know, doing slams and things and just pieces in general, you know, as a person, my personality is kind of like, you know, I come in, I don't really hold back what I have to say to a person or, you know, in a group, but I know that, you know, you're supposed to. as artists though, I want people of the LGBT community to feel safe to come into Apache, or come into Urban Grind, or any grace the stage of any open mic, and speak their truth, whatever that is, whether it's relationship, whether it's life. And I've run across several, so I wouldn't say that we're not represented, but I definitely want to be one of the voices to help my community feel comfortable with being presented. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
Do you
be
feel like in
afraid.
certain atmospheres, or maybe like in certain slams or something, that it's not necessarily it doesn't make for the best atmosphere?
Well, I think with open mics and maybe a feature, it's safe because open mic, pretty much you're free to do whatever you want at an open mic. You know what I'm saying? And if you're
Yeah,
featured, do your thing. You are featured and
right.
do your thing. But I know in my experience, I did a slam before and I recited a piece that was a bit exposing, I guess I could say. Maybe that's not the right
Mhm.
word. But I mean, the scores that I got on that piece were much lower than the other pieces. And I felt like I must have offended somebody's grandma, because I just, was like, I it didn't fit well with them, with the judges.
Okay.
I think maybe a few people clapped, but for the most part, I was like, well, I just made them uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean I want to stop creating these type of pieces. I just want to
Yeah,
make sure, I want to be able to, just for people coming up, younger generation, or even my age or older, that it's okay. Again, going back to poetic insanity, anything that you're feeling, anything that you're going through, it's okay to write about it, and it's okay to recite it because somebody will relate.
absolutely,
Somebody
absolutely,
needs
and
to hear it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and personally, I've come to kind of like that. Like if I spit something and the crowd doesn't know
Mm-hmm.
how to react, and I can see people are uncomfortable, I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like that now. So even kind of recently,
Okay.
I was in a slam and everybody was doing like a certain type of piece. Like this one girl did a
Mm-hmm.
piece about the color yellow and how happy the world is. And
Mm-hmm.
people did, they Black Power. And I come in and I'm talking about saving hoes. Sometimes I just want to save these hoes. And I spit my
Right.
piece and everybody's like, they don't know how to react. And I was the first one to
Right.
get eliminated, but I felt like I came and did my job. I feel like I came and
Yeah.
did my job just because nobody knew what to think,
Right.
and I changed the
Somebody
energy of
left.
it.
Somebody left there feeling uplifted and ready
That's how I felt.
because of your piece. Absolutely.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. So that's what's up, and I definitely feel that. But that's interesting because I never thought about like what I never thought about like what a lesbian woman might encounter, on this journey or in this space. So that's interesting. That's an interesting conversation for me. I just got a couple more questions for you. But how far you want to take it? Where do you see your brand going? What are some things you want to accomplish in the next few years? What you want to do with this?
I mean, I'm trying to travel the world with this. Like there's no ceiling for this for me. I want to go as far as I can possibly go. I want to travel. We're talking about features. I mean, features, headlining.
Yeah,
I definitely want to continue to write books. I want Poetic Insanity to be, continuous, a volume 3, a volume 4. Maybe I'll come up with another title at some point, but it'll all be, it'll always be Poetic Insanity. It will always be a open space, creating a safe space for, our communities, especially our minority communities, to just open your mouth and say how you feel. It doesn't have to be publicly. You don't have to speak. Everybody don't want to talk out loud, but whatever it is you're feeling,
mm,
know that you're not alone. You're not by yourself. So I definitely I want to travel. I want, features to turn into bigger platforms. Definitely big on the public speaking, whether it's motivational speaking or mentorship, more.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just more of it. Which I know means more work, So we were talking about that in class last night, as a matter of fact, just, you know, all the things that we have to do at some point, you're going to have to branch out, and then Poetic Insanity will then be able to hire. I mean, I want to get to that point to where, you know, it's a complete business move, a total movement on, you know, being open and vulnerable and honest and authentic in, you know, minority communities.
And I applaud you for just having the courage to put yourself out there, and because it's not easy. It's not easy to get on stage and give people your innermost thoughts, and then turn it
Yes.
into a business. You know, so
Right.
that's what's up. So I appreciate what you're doing, because you know the further you go, the further you uplift the whole spoken word community. The more opportunities you
Yeah.
get, the more opportunities for everybody. So, but
Yeah.
if there
Yeah.
is if there's one message that you wanted somebody to get out of all your pieces, all your work, out of all your books and everything, what would you want that one message to be?
Um, it's okay to be you,
Mm.
whatever that is, and that can change from one day to the next.
And
That's
being
okay.
you becoming you, was there like a moment where you realized, or was that just an overtime kind of thing for you to start loving yourself and embracing who you are?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Sanity has definitely been created to push us, including myself, to continue to be safe, to feel comfortable in being who you are, whatever that is. Whatever that is. You don't have to be like your family. You don't have to be like your coworkers. You don't have to be
Yeah.
like your neighbors. You know, whether that is who you love, what you wear, how you wear your hair, or even poetry, how you recite, what you write about. It doesn't matter. If you're okay with it, somebody else out there is okay with it. And if you are launching hundreds and hundreds of books and t-shirts and doing hundreds and hundreds of open mics all across the world, you are reaching somebody. And we have to remember
Say that. Say that. That's what I'm
that.
talking about. Y'all hear that? Be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah.
But Jay Katrice, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your journey
Thank
with
you for
us, sharing your
having me.
poetry. So you can go ahead and tell the people anything else you got going on. When's the book coming out? Yeah, the floor is yours. Any final words, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, so once again, you know, this is Poetic Insanity. I am Jay Katrice, the owner of of Poetic Insanity LLC at this period. You can follow me at poetic_insanity. That's poetic_insanity 18. Click the link tree in my bio, and there are several links where you can listen to my pieces. There are some songs that I have been featured on. That are in those links, as well as a link to my YouTube page where you can watch my interview that I did a couple years ago. Um, and you can get to know me a little bit more. Again, I am growing. We all are. There's a link in my bio to purchase my book. Go ahead and get volume 1 so you be prepared for volume 2. Again, follow me. There are more interviews to come, more features to come. This movement is just beginning. So I appreciate you, Justin, Mr. Smiles. No, it's not Mr. Smiles, it's all smiles.
All smiles.
There we go. For having me on. I appreciate Urban Grind for keeping this going, because I definitely went to Urban Grind prior to COVID. So I really appreciate y'all for keeping this outlet open. And I appreciate everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. And shouts out to my village, you know, my family. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me.
Jay Katrice, aka Poetic Insanity.
Yes,
Peace out. Peace and love. I see you in class.
all right, peace out. How do I leave?
I'll kick you out. Hold on.